Very good. Thank you, Nicole. Now we need someone about the... I don't know.
I have to look at myself.
Well, it's not too bad, not so bad. Pretty good. This was from a house of ill repute. Used during Prohibition, and I will go into it a little later. All I want you to do is to look into the mirror and say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall,
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
who is the fairest one of all?"
Not me. Who's the fairest of them?
Whoa!
And
enter, watch your step, and enter.
Sure, go ahead. You're on.
Here we have a variety of cups and balls sets. Here we have the National Magic from Chicago Loda cups. That at the end of the cup and ball trick, you could dump water out of each of the cups. I've also got a set of those cups in my collection. This is a very interesting set right here. That you could pick a little chick up with the spikes in there. As you can see, so you would cover up a chick and make it disappear by spikes in the top of the cup.
Was that killing the chick at the same time?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Then we have these beautiful etched cups here. We have a set of sterling silver Paul Fox style cups. Houdini cups.
Etched with what? What do you mean by etched?
These are etched. These are like engraved.
And there's some information on there in the engraving?
Just a beautiful pattern.
Design.
You don't see many engraved cups. Very rare. This is another set of engraved cups up here. Very nice.
Is that platter, that table, right in the middle, the flowered device? What is that? Any
Looks like
idea?
some sort of production tray where you may be holding a tray, and it looks like there may be some sort of secret gizmo that brings out.
Yeah, something.
I mean, you know, people who say, "Oh, well, you're smart."
Look at them sawing the woman in half from the bottom there. It's a great looking presentation piece, huh?
Here's a little thing here with a wand. You see that okay?
Fascinating.
Nice wand.
Absolutely.
If you just snap your fingers,
Look at
it
that.
changes colors. So you've got a black wand with white tips, or you've got a white wand with black tips.
Can you make it turn green?
Open a couple of drawers.
Thomas really does a great job. Really wonderful. If you ever have a party, call him up. $15, they'll give you 2.5 hours. The guy up on the wall is, it says Fu Manchu. Well, his name was really Okido. Okido is a 5th generation of magicians. Okido gave his poster to his son and changed it Fu Manchu. The first Bamberg, as it was called the Bamberg dynasty, was Jasper Bamberg. And he was the first, and he was called the Devil, the Magician. He had one leg. And in 1877,
He was royal. He was
1783.
magician to the royal court of the Netherlands, was he not?
Yes, he was. He had been drinking with a friend, or acquaintance he met, who was a French carver. This is made out of wood. And this guy carved the coins of France at that time. He'd carve them, and then the wood, and then they cast them out of wood carving. I don't know the process of it. So he said, "Could you do me a favor? Would you carve me a trick?" He said, "Sure, sure. Come on up to my studio and I'll carve it." Well, on that date, on some Saturday in 1793, he went to the guy's studio to get the trick. And this is the trick. And this is a couple hundred years old. And here's how he used this trick. This little wooden doll. Isn't it precious? Little doll. Hand carved in 1793. And that's his little coat. Now the coat is not that old. But Jan used this as his messenger. He would send this little doll throughout France, telling them, the people, that the devil magician was in town. Please come to see him. Devil's magicians in town. Whispered, devil's magicians in town. Devil magicians in town. You heard him? You do? And Jasper would pay him money
Oh.
for doing this. You know, it was important. And he'd go out, the devil magicians, the devil magicians. And the guy would go down and count his money. And Jasper said, remember, the devil magician is in town. The devil magician is down, here's money. Count his money. One day he dumped down in there to count his money, you know. But Jasper would always split with him. At the end of the show, he said, let's split. And he went and he said, hey, let's split.
How did you do that?
Well done. The devil made him do it.
Jasper always knew where he went.
Unbelievable. How beautiful.
So that's my.
So where's the other one?
That's one of my oldest tricks. I mean, today, sometimes my
Where?
fool wanted it. I've been working in here and it's a mess, okay? It is a mess. But this is my library and this is one of the places I
In
work.
'96 at Schaumburg,
I'll show you the
and
other.
asked again this year to go
Later
do
on.
another talk this year.
And that's very important to me, to have the book signed. Someone mentioned Houdini, the magician's, what was that?
The magician's wife.
Magician's wife. Well,
It's
what
a thin, slim volume.
evidently I filed it under the wrong thing. Most of the times I'll file these under Houdini. But here was a psychic mafia. Remember I talked to you
Yeah.
about him? And remember the chair that he sat in? And so there he is. And this is interesting. This is The Magician Among the Spirits. This is one of the books signed by Houdini. And what's neat in here, it's July 24th, 1926. Houdini died on October 31st, 1926. And it says, to so-and-so from Houdini, July 24th, 1926, and all's well. Property of Witchcraft. And this was, first edition was 15 something. And in the olden days, they thought that people who did magic, or if someone had a hump on their back, or a deformity of any kind, was a witch. And King Henry, I believe it was the fifth, would have them beheaded. You know, or like they used to do up in New England, they'd lay them down on the ground, put a door on top of them, pile rocks on them until they squashed them to death. Scott wrote a book, and this was the book he wrote, and it was called, this is the original binding and everything, it was called The Discovery of Witchcraft. And in it, he said that these people, these magicians and these people who have problems are not witches, they're good people. And he went on to explain some of the magic tricks in the book that were done. How you cut a person in half, or cut a head off, or how you did this and how you did that. Some 29 or 30 page books and burned them. I think he executed Scott, I'm not sure on that. But he got rid of it. And this is one of the remaining books. And there it is. Now there's another book. Tell me that one. In was that Latin?
I got.
And they smell like old books.
Yeah, the smell of old books is really exciting.
Look how well.
I decided, yes, I'd go do it. I mean, every one of my books. Let's just pick one that doesn't. That was my old book plate. Okay. And then a newer book. Yellow turns on yellow. Blue turns on blue, green turns on green, red turns on red. Can you remember that?
Turns on yellow.
Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do, take out a bulb, any bulb. Screw it, don't drop it. You take out a bulb, don't drop it. Take out a bulb. Oh, I'm yellow. Yellow. The blue eyes?
Oh dear.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now you may have first choice. Where would you like to put your red bulb back in? On the red.
Okay, if you don't want me to, I will.
Yeah? Sometimes it's hard to screw in. All right.
Well, no, it's-
Something's not right here. I'm doing something wrong.
So far, so good.
Red?
Yeah.
There's something I did wrong here. I don't know what I did wrong.
What'd you-
Change those two around.
Which? The red
Yeah,
and the-
change those. Why? Did you open it before?
Because it was on top of the Ouija board.
Yeah, you opened it before. I think
Well, I
this,
didn't open it.
I think
tried.
this is so much fun.
What? Are you going to electrocute me?
No, I just want to see if this works.
I don't know whether I like this.
Feel that? See, where's your husband?
He's very sensitive to that. Well,
Hold that. This is shocking.
that's what I'm like.
Something wrong here. I don't know why this is.
Look, there's a... Oh my word!
You feel
Oh,
it?
yes
Certainly do.
indeed.
That me?
Yes!
Polarity.
Oh my
Better
word!
than a martini. Look at what they used, remember that? For their first picture, that picture that you took out and put on display. I thought that was pretty neat.
It's Houdini?
No? Just a guy doing a trick.
Oh.
And what's the title of the book?
The Art of Magic.
The Art of Magic.
And it's at the bookstores, you can get it. But in here is a lot of my pictures,
I hope they give you credit.
some posters. Credit back here. Well, they sure did give me credit.
And a share of the profits, I'm sure, right?
Oh, sure.
They bought a lot.